Hello, math class. We are on page 246 and we're looking at chapter 12, lesson 7, and we're looking at utilities and how to figure out the cost of utilities. So we have some subtraction and some multiplication to figure out these answers. Let's take a look at example 1 on 246. The first type of problem we're going to be doing is looking at meters. Electric meters show the number of kilowatt hours, and you may want to go around your house or ask your parents where your electric meter is, and you'll actually see these 5 little dials on the outside of your house, and the way you read them can be difficult because look at those blue arrows. The first one goes clockwise, but the second one goes counterclockwise. The third one, see how that alternates? Those arrows are going different ways. And then when you read the dial, you always estimate down. So it doesn't matter if it's almost on the next number, you always estimate down. So let's look at the example. The first one is directly on the 5. The second one is past the 6 but not to the 7, so you write down 6. The third one is on the 9. The fourth one, look how it's going counterclockwise, so be careful. It passed the 0, but it's not at the 1 yet, so you write down 0 for that one. The next one, it's going the other way, and it is on the 1. So that's why the meter reads 56,901. Okay, now you use the readings. After you read it, you get a first reading. Maybe it's usually, it'll state the readings per month or every other month. Sometimes it's an actual read or an estimated reading to write out your electric bill or your cost of your electric. But we are practicing meter reading and then subtracting how much you've used from the first reading to the second reading. So the second reading is going to be more because you've used that electricity. You're going to take the second number minus the first number, and that's what they're doing in example 2. Example 2, section the number 1 subtracts the 2 readings, the one from April and the one from May. Okay, but then you can skip the estimating the cost. They're just having you estimate the cost to see if you're close, if you did your math right. None of the questions on the homework, on the assignment, has anything to do with estimating. So estimating is never going to be your answer. It's just to help you realize, did I do my math right? So you can skip the estimation. Then after you subtract the second reading from the first reading, then you're going to take that number and you're going to multiply it by the cost per kilowatt. Multiply that out and you get the cost. Now, do you see how that decimal goes on for 4 spots? This is money. This is a cost. So you're only going to have 2 digits after the decimal point. It's money. So what should you do? You round to the nearest cent. So 2 digits after the decimal point. So that's why the electric cost is $148.16. That's the answer that you're going to be writing in the pod when you work out these problems. Example 3 talks about if you have natural gas and that you simply pay by the 100 cubic foot. So if you used in April, it says that you used 200 cubic feet, and it's a cost of 0.6133. You multiply that out, you estimate to the nearest cent, so you get $112.85. Does that make sense? So we're just multiplying those numbers. For example, 4, they're talking about water, and you usually pay water by the 1,000 cubic feet. So the first step in finding the water cost is dividing your total water usage by 1,000 to find out how many thousandths, and then multiplying the cost. It's $14.38 per 1,000. Okay, we divided by 1,000 back when we did the insurance. We had a big long number, and you paid by the thousandths of coverage. So you divide by 1,000 and then take that number and multiply it by the cost to find the water. But it's the only one when you get to the water section. So as you do the questions, 1, 2, and 3 are the readings, so just be careful with that. Then when we go 4 through 11, you're filling the chart out. You have your second reading minus your first reading, gives your kilowatts per use. That's going to be your 4, 6, 8, and 10 answers. Then you're multiplying that out by the cost per kilowatt to get the total cost, the column of 5, 7, 9, and 11. So when you subtract out, I'm going to do 4 and 5 with you. When you subtract out the 52,038 minus the 49,165, you've used the number 4's answer is 2,873. You multiply that out by the cost per kilowatt that's listed there, and that's a total cost of $141.64. So there you have the two answers in that section. For 12 through 15, those are straight multiplication problems. All you do is take the 100 cubic foot used. That's how many cubic feet you used, and then multiply by the cost. Straight multiplication on all of those. Down to 16 through 23, you're going to complete the table and figure out how many 1,000th cubic feet and then the cost of the water. So, real simple. Divide by 1,000 first. The numbers 16, 18, 20, and 22, that column, will be a division problem. Just divide that total number by 1,000. Or I'll give you a hint. You just move the decimal. How many places? Just move the decimal. This many places. Thousands. 1, 2, 3. That's all you have to do. So 3,051. Number 16's answer is 3 decimal point 051. That's your answer to number 16. Then simply multiply by 14.38 gives you the answer of $43.87 for the answer for number 17. So that's all you have to do on that chart. Divide by 1,000, take that answer, multiply the cost to get the total cost, the cost per unit, okay? 24 and 25 is simply a division problem. 24 and 25, divide it. Just divide it out. Okay? Take those two numbers and divide. Divide by 100, divide by 1,000. That's all those two answers are. And then section 17 is complete. Have a great day. Email me with questions.